shooting at the White House. There's a shooting last night at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. So I got a couple videos, one surveillance video. We're gonna check this out together. So I pulled this up from CNBC. Shooter at the White House press dinner had multiple weapons. One officer shot. A man armed with multiple weapons charged a security checkpoint at the White House Correspondents' Dinner on Saturday night before being taken down by U.S. Secret Service agents. President Donald Trump said hours after he was evacuated from the event. One officer was shot, but he was saved by the fact that he was wearing obviously a very good bulletproof vest. It does sound like Trump. Trump told reporters during a press conference in the White House briefing room. Got a picture there of them evacuating Trump. I just spoke to the officer and he's doing great. Trump said the suspected shooter was identified later Saturday as, I'm not going to say his name, but he is from California. A former senior law enforcement official briefed on the matter told MSN. Suspect is 31 years old. Associated Press reported, citing two law enforcement officials. This is the guy right here, California. So we're going to check this video out. I'll bring it back. You could hear the shots. It sounded like two different calibers, and then people kind of hesitate for a second, and they start moving around. You see Trump back here. Got JD Vance over here. Took them a while to get Trump off stage. I got a different angle. This looks like this is the guy that does the brain games where he reads your mind and does different magic tricks. So it looks like he's up there doing a magic trick on the first lady while all this happened. Crazy. Here goes one more angle. Yeah, and crazy. I mean, the tensions are so high right now in the U.S., and something like this just makes it worse, right? So this is a surveillance video of the shooter actually getting through where the guards check you down, I guess check you, um, or where he was supposed to get checked for weapons. He just runs right past it.
Yes, the handler said 40 just went by his body. It looked like he checked it twice.
Lieutenant Hudson, you monitoring this there?
Here it comes up.
He's still yours.
Go for a drop.
Shall I post it as soon as he has done that?
18, go for a...
Watch that one more time. It's crazy, man. I mean, they're asleep on the job, not literally, but you're not kind of paying attention, and got the president there, right? I don't know. I mean, I felt like somebody could have tackled them down. And in their defense, they're not expecting this, right? But for what your job is, you should be expecting something like this. I'm not going to be hard on them because they did take the guy down, you know.
It looked like he checked it twice.
Lieutenant Hudson, you monitoring this area?
Here it comes up.
Go for it.
I mean, he just flew right past them.
One note on something that came out of the news conference with law enforcement. The interim police chief for D.C. did say that the suspect was staying in a room at the hotel and that room had been secured. And then additionally, we were told that the suspect had a long gun, a handgun, and multiple knives. And all of that is so incredibly frightening when you just think about the fact that law enforcement says the suspect was in the hotel. And David, I don't know if you know this or not, but how does it work when you have this event and multiple events in this very specific hotel with dignitaries, and you have also guests there that have nothing to do with that event? What are the security protocols? Do you know how that works?
Well, I don't want to speculate. I don't know specifically how it would work each time, but I'll tell you this. Gun laws in Washington, D.C., the nation's capital, are incredibly tight, are incredibly strict. So to think that, yes, he may have been a guest at the hotel, as the interim police chief said, and yes, he may have had guns on him, it's curious to see, number one, how that would have happened, and number two, what the security protocol was like for guests, knowing that the President of the United States, the Vice President, pretty much the entire cabinet was there. I said earlier when I was on the phone shortly after this happened, because I was in the room.
Yeah, I mean, gun laws, you know, some of the strictest states with the strictest gun laws, you know, have the most gun violence. We know from statistics that gun laws don't prevent criminals from getting guns, right? They prevent law-abiding citizens, make it harder for them to actually acquire guns. So I'm not surprised that this happened in DC, or, you know, a state where you have strict gun laws, right? They're going to get guns in no matter what, right? It's just going to make it harder for guys like us who abide by the law to go out and get guns. So that's my opinion on it. See what Trump had to say. I was surprised. I mean, he spoke right away, you know. I mean, shortly after, I want to say probably maybe within the hour or so, he came out and spoke live.
That was supposed to bring together members of both parties with members of the press, and in a certain way it did, because the fact that they just unified, I saw a room that was just totally unified. It was in one way very beautiful, a very beautiful thing to see. A man charged a security checkpoint armed with multiple weapons, and he was taken down by some very brave members of Secret Service, and they acted very quickly and have just released, for purposes of transparency, clarity, I've ordered it to be put out. You probably have it by now, put out on Truth and put out on many of the platforms. A tape showing the violence of this thug that attacked our Constitution, and also showing how quickly Secret Service and law enforcement acted on our country's behalf. Really did a great job.
Yeah, I mean, he goes on, he talks for a while, but they did release all this footage right away, which was surprising. You know, usually stuff like this happens and we wait a while to get answers. I mean, they caught the guy, they had the guy's information, they released surveillance videos, you had videos from the crowd. I mean, just all this information came out right away. I mean, it's a shame, you know, that something like this is happening. There's so much division in our country right now. And whether you're for Trump or against Trump, if you as a Christian should be praying for your president, right? And even if you hate Trump, it probably pains you to say that, but if you put Jesus first, then you should be praying for everybody, right? And especially the ones running our countries, right? If somebody went into office that I didn't like, that I was against, that didn't have my values, I would be praying for him. I would be praying that God touch his heart and soften his heart. And I'm not saying Trump's not like that, right? Trump claims to be a believer in Christ, right? Whether that's true or not, I mean, that's up for y'all to debate and y'all to decide that, right? But what I'm saying is we should be praying for our leaders, right? We should be praying for our leaders to make the right choices. We should be praying that God gives them wisdom, that God softens their heart. We want them to be a believer in Christ, right? We want them to follow those footsteps of Christ. Now, being a president, I mean, I can't imagine the decisions that you have to make, right? I would never want to be president, right? I couldn't see how I could be president and be following Christ, right? Because all my decisions are based on Christ values, right? I always think, you know, like the old saying, what would Jesus do, right? And I don't know how that works being a president, but I do know that this is not the answer, right? Trying to shoot the other side, and that's just, I mean, it's not going to do anything. We should pray for him. We should pray for anybody who's involved, and that's it, man. We really got to come together. And I know that sounds real cliche, but you know, as Christians, we got to put God first. We really got to get in that war room and start praying, and that's it, man. We got to pray for the country. So um, that's gonna be it on this one. But y'all pray for me. I'll be praying for y'all. I love y'all. I'm out.